are some really simple guides or rules to follow when you are exercising during pregnancy. My name's Karen. I have been teaching exercise in pregnancy for well over 15 years now, and in that time I've seen hundreds of women through their pregnancies. So I like to think there's quite a lot that I've learned over that time, and if there isn't, well, I'm always interested in going away and researching what that is. It does mean, therefore, that what I've learned through evidence-based practice, through teaching Pilates and fitness classes, through doing one-to-ones with women, and through really learning about their fitness journeys, as well as two of my own pregnancy journeys, is what works, what really is important to do, and what's important to avoid. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. So some simple guidelines that if you follow these, you can be confident that you've got a exercise program during pregnancy that works for you. It means anyone can do it. So the first thing is stability, and that's probably the most important thing. And unfortunately, with our culture of social media and people wanting to share all the fabulous things that they can do during pregnancy, it can be a little bit confusing if you are looking at that and wondering what's safe or what's right for you. Just because you can do something during pregnancy doesn't necessarily mean that it's the best thing for you to do during pregnancy. And that's what I'm always going to say to you. Always work on what is going to be best for you and safest for you. Now, the thing with our public health guidelines when it comes to pregnancy and postnatal is that whilst there are guidelines during pregnancy, very little has been tested in terms of how your body is affected long term. And so when I'm considering what to prescribe to you as a pregnant lady, it's going to be about what I believe is going to be best to look after your body now and in the future. So I see women postnatally and all the way really up to very postnatal or grannies. So we're thinking about what's happening around their hips and joint stability. I've gone off a little bit, but I'm going to get back to why you need to stay stable. During pregnancy, you have lots of hormones running through your body. You probably already know that. And those hormones can create instability around your pelvis. I sometimes like to call it a jelly pelvis. So in order to stay as stable as possible, you want to always make sure you're standing on 2 feet or 2 limbs when you're down on the floor. So any kind of yoga poses where you're standing on one leg and stretching, just leave those. Even getting in and out of the bath or getting in and out of the car, I would always advise just drawing your thighs together, swinging your legs around. Even putting your knickers on, don't stand on one leg. Just try and lean your bottom against a wall or sit down. So stay stable. That's rule number 1. There's a really good reason your pelvis moves during pregnancy. It's in order to help your baby's head come out. But you don't want to then compromise the stability through your pelvis, because that can lead to things like pelvis pain, symphysis pubis dysfunction is a condition there, or pain around the lower back. And it's mainly going to be the pelvis that's affected. The second thing is warm up and cool down. So you're going to need to spend a little bit longer warming up and cooling down. This is to do with your body's heat regulation. You probably already know that you get hot or cold quite quickly. It's to do with the fact that you've got different levels of blood now circulating through your body. I won't go into detail, but that's sometimes when you can get a bit woozy, a bit lightheaded. So spend plenty of time warming up and cooling down. So just add on, maybe make it 10 minutes rather than 5 and getting ready to go. Then we want to think about your strength and conditioning. So don't skip this during pregnancy. It's really important for the main reason that you want to keep that strength in your legs and in your bottom. That's going to help support your pelvic floor. That's going to help when it comes to the endurance event that is giving birth, and it's going to help with your recovery afterwards. Now, I'm not talking about an hour in the gym. I'm talking about a basic squats and lunge program. And I would always incorporate this in my antenatal Pilates classes anyway. I think it's really, really important. But the other reason to keep doing that strength and conditioning is if you're feeling a bit queasy, it can actually really help. It kind of diverts blood from your tummy into your legs, and you can find that that actually makes you feel a lot better. I know it certainly did for me. It used to, 20 minutes of weights used to really make me feel a lot better. On that note, the next thing I'm going to talk about is your energy levels. Try not to exercise to exhaust, well, definitely don't exercise to exhaustion, but think about what is going to make me feel more energized rather than more tired. You're growing a whole human person inside you, maybe more. So you're thinking about what's going to, maybe 20, 30 minutes where you might have done 40 minutes before. Manage your energy levels. Think about what's going to boost your energy levels or top you up rather than what's going to make you feel exhausted. So that's really, really important to bear in mind. Stay well hydrated, drink plenty of water, don't overheat, so wear nice loose clothes. They're really important ones to think about here. And then the other thing I'm going to say is glutes. I've mentioned it in passing in terms of strength and conditioning, but your bottom. Bottoms, because of the way your pelvis tilts during pregnancy, so you tend to find your lower back kind of arches, it's more pronounced. You can often find if you don't keep up with your bottom training, you lose it. And that happens postnatally as well. I see women pushing prams up hills with their bums sticking out and they're not using their buttocks. Bottoms can help with all sorts of things, keeping your back strong, helping to support your bump, helping to support your pelvic floor. And that's not just during pregnancy, that's afterwards as well. So get a really good strength and conditioning program for your bottom. And the last thing is, you're not Wonder Woman at the moment. You might not already know that. So don't start, if you want to start in a strength and conditioning program, don't start where you left off before you got pregnant and when you were really fit. If you were really fit, start gently. The advice for exercise during pregnancy is always to do what you've done already, or perhaps start until the second trimester if you're starting something new like yoga or Pilates, but always speak to your instructor before you get started anyway. But when it comes to getting back to doing some strength work, start with a lower weight than you might have done before, start with lower reps and gradually build up, because you'll just end up sore and you could find that it just puts you off. You might even just hurt yourself a little bit because your body's changing so much at the moment, going back to those hormones. Your body's just different, so treat it with kid gloves a little bit. Doesn't mean to say you can't exercise, but just start gently and build up. Yeah, that's the way to go, rather than going in with your heavy dumbbells and thinking, yeah, I used to do this before, it's going to make me feel better. It won't. It will make you feel really, really rubbish and you'll just be like heading for the burgers. Believe me, I've done that as well. You're like, I need all that food now. So there's my simple tip. So it's keeping stable, staying well hydrated, spending plenty of time with that cool down and the warm up, or the other way around. Getting your bottom stronger, finding a program that can kind of fit in with your day, nice loose clothing. I think they're the main ones. And thinking about your body, not just now during pregnancy, because obviously exercise is brilliant for managing back pain and helping you stay strong for your pregnancy, but think about your body long term. So what I'm doing now isn't just about my pregnancy, it's about looking after my body long term. So that's me, over and out. I'm Karen. If you would like to stay in the loop, there are a few more videos I've got in here, just little tidbits on how to exercise during pregnancy, and some lovely Pilates during pregnancy videos too. So do subscribe to my channel. You can also find me on Instagram at Pilates with Karen, and would be happy. I'm here, I'm a human being. So just ask me questions and I will do my best to respond. You take care. Bye-bye.